Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather update. Got to tell you, the eggnog is back. I don't know if you know this, but it's never too early to enjoy your favorite eggnog from Weigel's. It's the all-time classic, and it's back. And it's back for a limited time. It's Tennessee's favorite, no question about that. Whether it's the quart or the half gallon, you could do the half gallon like I did this past week. It's just delicious, and it goes pretty quickly in the Aldridge household. I'll tell you that much. This much is true. By the way, it's just better when it's fresh, better when it's farm to store in 24, and it's better when it's with Tennessee cows. How are you this morning? Hope you're having a great day. I've got interesting things to note in terms of, well, the tropics, but also the Kentucky game. You want to know about the schedule? I got all that in terms of weather, but hang with me. Visibility isn't as bad as it's been in previous mornings. That I can tell you. We got 10 miles visibility around the McGee-Tyson Airport. And so maybe 7 miles in Jacksboro. It's not to say there isn't some fog out there, but it's not going to be necessarily as bad as it's been in previous mornings. But one thing you'll notice, we take a look at the radar. Things look pretty quiet in Tennessee, but lo and behold, there's some green, some showers maybe. In Missouri, yeah, I think that's true, but it's really concentrated around Oklahoma and North Texas. So Oklahoma City getting some beneficial rain, as is some areas in the Lone Star State, but it's not going to make it here. They've got some frosty concerns from Richmond, D.C., New York City, and the Mid-Atlantic all the way down to Raleigh this morning, but pretty quiet elsewhere. So I want to say good morning to you. If you're on the call, say hi. I see Danny. He says, good morning, David. Hope you have a wonderful day. Go Vols. And I got Fred. Good morning, David. Love Weigel's eggnog. It's delicious. I got to tell you, it's my favorite. You got to check it out if you haven't. And Greg LaRue says, David, have a great day. Glad to have you all here. I'm also on YouTube, which we'll visit here in just a second, but I want to show you this. Look at this. We've got rain to the west, dry weather here, nothing going on in the Gulf of Mexico, and yet we had a new tropical depression number 21. Probably didn't hear much about it. Probably won't hear much about it. I'll give you at least the lowdown in just mere moments. But temperatures are all over the map. Middlesboro, Crater City, 38. Are you kidding me? It's 52 in Wartburg. How can it be 38 in Middlesboro and 52 in Wartburg and 54 in Crossville? Cumberland County coming in with a warm temperature like Rockwood. Got to tell you, pretty interesting. It's only 41 in Sevierville. Temperatures are all over the map. And tonight, I suspect we'll be back in the mid-40s. So if you like it this morning, maybe a light jacket for some of you. It's 34 in Jonesville. And I would imagine mid-30s for Harlan County as well. So if you're out the door this morning, just make sure you bundle up. You'll need it this morning, at least in the heart of the valley. Might not be as chilly if you're off to the far west. And if you're keeping score, today is the 24th. Hey, isn't that like the average first frost for Knoxville? It is. Ding, 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 ding. It is. So, but it's not frosty. No, it's not. That's why we call it the median first frost. It means it typically happens around this time of year. Doesn't always line up perfectly because we haven't had a frost advisory yet. For Knox County proper, we've had a few in other areas, but the normal, I would say normal, the median first freeze, according to the National Weather Service, is November 2nd. And of course, we're still days away from that happening for sure. But that's what I'm watching in terms of the active weather. Let me see if I can get this back up. But anyway, the average first frost typically happens around the 24th of October. Now, if we take a look at the temperatures, look to the west. Is that a misprint? Is that like in the middle of the afternoon? No, that's a current reading in Memphis. You got to be kidding me. Memphis is actually 71 degrees. That's what they are. That's what they are. So you just have to compare and contrast. There's some warm air advection trying to move in from areas to the far west. So they're going to be much warmer. And it's also a canary in the coal mine because we're going to be pretty warm as we head into the latter part of the week. Temperatures will be pushing near 80 for us as we head into, into this period of time. Let me go ahead and take a look. 36 right now in Johnson City. It's 55 in Lexington, where the big game will be played at 7 o'clock this Saturday night. Let me show you the Valley Planner. Average high this time of year, 69 degrees. 69 degrees, yeah. Well, we're going to exceed that today. We're going to head towards 76. And yesterday, come back on camera. Yesterday, we hit 73. So we're going to be about 3 degrees warmer today as compared to yesterday. It was 73 in Oak Ridge, and the normal high is 69. You can clearly see that from the Valley Planner. So interesting to see how this tends to play itself out. Doesn't always show signs of any, I should say, the loading of my YouTube channel, because for some reason this thing wanted to go to sleep on me. But generally, the Valley Planner will take us into at least the mid-60s by lunchtime. So if you're making plans, maybe lunch outside would be inviting. Sure, I would say absolutely. Mid-60s is comfortable, but it will be warming up nicely for the latter part of the afternoon into the mid-70s. Wind speed's not moving much. Got lots of zeros. I would suspect it's 0 to 5 most of the day. So it's not going to get any much stronger, at least during the day. Now, the fall color is turning out to be absolutely beautiful, and it's getting better, it seems like, by the day. And I will have another update on fall color tomorrow, so I invite you to check back with me as I'll have the latest information for you. But as far as rainfall, boy, could we use some. Because October, if you look at these green numbers, these represent the normals from 1991 to 2020. They are the normals that the National Weather Service uses as benchmarks for this time until the next couple of 10 years. We use them for 10 years. We'll have to wait for the 2020, and then we'll go to 20. Well, anyway, the next picture will take us up 10 years. But the normal rainfall is just under 52 inches for the year, and we're now exceeding over 2.5 inches below normal for the year. But 2.81 for October does make it the driest month of the year. But I mean, when we say this October is dry, look at that, 0.47. Last month, September, only 0.42. So if you focus on the white arrows and the numbers inside the arrows, you get a sense that we've been below normal for rainfall now for 2 months in a row. 2 months in a row. That's pretty remarkable given the fact that, well, our drought is getting worse. We're now under a moderate drought. That's no good, and it's only going to get worse because I don't see any rain for a while. If we get some drizzle on Friday, that would be a blessing, but that may be concentrated between Cookeville and Jamestown. I don't expect much in the way of drizzle in Knoxville, but it could happen. Nothing. I mean, stranger things have been known to happen. We'll watch and wait to see how that plays out. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I forget what time of day it is. It's the morning. It's 6:47. I do know what time it is. Shirley says, good morning, Dave. She's got the orange heart. Thank you, Shirley, for being here. And Fred saying he loves the Weigel's eggnog. I think it's great. Fantastic. If you haven't picked up a bottle, it's out before Halloween. You got to love it. It's just never too early to enjoy your favorite eggnog from Weigel's. And while you're there, pick up 2 bottles, why don't you? Because it goes pretty fast, I imagine, in one's household, no doubt. As we get back to the maps, we've had 2 dry months. Could we get some rain down the road? Yeah, but it might be, could be November before anyone sees any significant rain filling back in. We have more high clouds this morning. That's what you're seeing between Wartburg, Jamestown, Crossville, as the sun will be coming up in about an hour from now. In fact, a little more than an hour from now, because it's 6:48. I believe the sun comes up at 7:50. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. That's just not right. That's just not right. But lots of clouds back to the west over Arkansas, a couple of showers we mentioned in Missouri. So the sun comes up at 7:50, about an hour and 2 minutes from now, and it'll be going down at 6:49. But if you are playing the home game version, it's just 12 days away. On the 12th day before clocks are changed, are you ready? Well, so who's ready for that? I mean, nobody likes the fact that it gets darker sooner, we fall back, but everybody enjoys the extra hour of sleep. That happens on Sunday, November 5th. That's 12 days from today, when 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. We do fall back, but it's not for 12 more days, and this 7:50 a.m. stuff will be back to 6:50, right? We'll move the clocks back, so it gives you some perspective. It won't be holding out till near 8 o'clock for much longer. Bus stop forecast. Got to show you some cool stuff here. The bus stop forecast with some clouds, high clouds, we'll call it mostly sunny. We're up to 54 at 10, 73 at 2, and should finish the afternoon around 76 degrees. By the way, yesterday I had the privilege of visiting Grace Christian Academy in Karns, Tennessee for a weather presentation. I had a chance to talk to all of the 5th graders, and they all have great personalities. I'll tell you what, I'm in there somewhere. I think, oh yeah, I'm in the back. Can you see me? I can't see you, David. Are you sure you're there, David? I'm absolutely sure I was there. Let me see if I can. Oh, there I am. There I am. Yeah, there I am. Anyway, if you're a school teacher, you're a school administrator, and you would like me to come out and give your kiddos a school talk, a science and weather talk, I would love to do that. In fact, I will be posting a video later today more on how you can go about reaching me. But Grace Christian Academy was super sweet and very gracious to me as I came out. We talked about for about an hour worth of weather and science. All right, so high temperatures today, 76. That's where I expect to be today. Could be 78 easily for Madisonville, Tellico Plains. About 71 for Crossville, 72 for Oneida, Jamestown, 75 for Morristown. That's where I expect to be this afternoon. So a very nice warm day. Are you excited about that? I see Carrie. She says, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed day. She's got her Weigel's cup of coffee in her heart. Heart to you, Carrie. Good to see you. Wanda Poe. David says, does the moon have anything to do with telling what weather will be in the winter, like a ring around the moon or so? I'm sure there is some folklore or weather lore connected to virtually everything from spiders to persimmon seeds, even the ring around the moon. Maybe a very possible thing. We might have to search for that, Wanda. And Lana Johnson says, good morning, David. We have some fog in Kodak. Have a beautiful day. Colors are beautiful. She's got her Weigel's cup of coffee. Thank you, Lana. So we can verify we have some fog in Kodak this morning. So everyone may have, some of us may be encountering that to start the day. But 75 today in Kingston and Oak Ridge is where I expect to be. Now, current temperatures much cooler to the east. That's why they had frost concerns from Raleigh to D.C. all the way up toward the mid-Atlantic. But when you look at this and you go, yeah, I don't see winter really yet, Aldrich. But if I told you they've been measuring snow in feet in parts of the U.S. here in October, some of you might cross your arms and say, are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? I am sure about that because it was a week ago today and a week ago yesterday that Mount LeConte had 4 inches of snow. Because this, my friend, is the seasonal snow analysis. Oh, what's that? That shows you where the snow has fallen so far this year. There was a little spike of 3-4 inches in the higher terrain. So, well, that's kind of interesting, but that's not where I live. No, it's not where you live. But if you happen to live out here, this is how much snow has fallen thus far in the Rockies. Rockies. Yeah, you know, the beautiful Rocky Mountains. And if you were to look at some of these totals, they might blow your mind. 67 inches. Oh, where's that? Well, that's Colorado. That's Wyoming. Near Casper, 24. They've had, well, 27 here, and they've had maybe 16 here, maybe over 19 here. This is what's fallen so far this winter season, and it's only October. It's only October. Imagine what it's going to be like. There's 52 inches. So a lot of snow has already fallen in some of these areas. In fact, if I zoom in, some of the white caps over here, I think it's even higher than the 60. I'm going to guess maybe a little higher. Yeah, only 84. Is that all? Just 84 inches of snow, folks. I mean, do you think just because it doesn't happen here doesn't mean it doesn't happen somewhere. 71 inches of snow. So if you're a snow fan, you want to stay tuned to the end of this Facebook Live. I got a big announcement to make. By the way, the big game in Kentucky, it's Lexington. I do know this all too well. As many of you know, I worked there for a full year commuting, and I still work there on occasion when they need me for vacation relief remotely. But 7 o'clock Saturday, this game's on ESPN. Hashtag Go Big Orange. I will point out they're both 5-2, but you all knew that. And we're number 21 in the country, but mostly cloudy skies. I do expect some showers in the morning. Oh, but the game's in the afternoon. No, it's evening. It's 7 o'clock. Exactly. 7 o'clock game. It won't be raining during the game, in my view. At Kroger Field, no sir, no ma'am. It'll be in the low 70s. Fourth quarter, about 67. But mostly cloudy skies with a light wind out of the southwest, about 3 to 8 miles per hour. That's what I expect for the game against the Wildcats, as our Tennessee Vols are licking their chops from the Alabama game and, of course, the officials. So we'll hope for better officials and a better game for everybody for Tennessee this upcoming Saturday. Go Vols. Headlines, mostly sunny and warmer today. Check. More heat later this week. We make a run toward 80 and above. Did you say above 80? Yeah, that's coming. And, oh, yes, another dry weekend still headed our way. Oh, well, let's take a look at the tropics. I don't want to leave the tropics out. This is Tammy. There was some concern that this was going to be a big problem for the islands, and it looked like it maybe grazed some of those islands. But if we look at the latest track for Hurricane Tammy, she's just barely holding on to her hurricane moniker. She's got winds of 75, moving to the northeast at 9. Wants to turn right, but then it turns left. And for those of you that are concerned that this thing's coming back to the United States, don't worry. It does look like it's drifting in this direction by the weekend, but it's going to get captured by a cold front and go whoop, bye-bye. Well, but it's coming this way, bye-bye. It's going to get captured. It's not going to work its way here. It may drift in this direction, but you'll notice it goes from 85 to 70 to 65 down to 50. There won't be a whole lot of Tammy to talk about once we get perhaps into the early to middle part of next week. And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that for sure. I'm also on YouTube. I'm watching over here. I finally got my YouTube loaded up because I think I accidentally hit the X Nothing worse than when you hit the X. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Marilyn Bell says, happy Tuesday on YouTube. Ready for another hometown East Tennessee spotlight. Oh, we're doing a vote this week and starting today anyway. We'll do a vote. Thank you, Marilyn. And John Han Solo Rider says, good morning. Steve Stone, good morning. Glad to have you all here as we are now about 5 or 6 people now watching on YouTube Live. Love that. Love that. Anyway, as we look at Tammy, I wanted to bring out something that nobody would spend TV time on. That's TD number 21. Who on earth would spend any time on TD21? Captain Accurate would, because it got to be accurate, got to be fair. Could number 21 become Vince? The answer is probably not, because the Hurricane Center says this storm died before it got started. This storm didn't even really get any teeth. Notice the clock's moving, but the storm's not. So Tropical Depression 21 has now been put into the books, but probably not going to get any kind of moniker like Vince, because Vince is the next name on the list. And we are getting closer to the end of hurricane season, which is officially ending on November 30th. And Vince, Whitney are the next 2 names on that list. By the way, there is Otis, could be soon a hurricane, in the Pacific, not far from where there's a 20% chance for more development. So Mexico, Central America, still has some concerns there. I mentioned my YouTube channel. If you're not sure where it is, it's youtube.com/@CaptainAccurate. It's free. Check it out. I think you'll be impressed as we're continuing to post new videos there on a very regular basis. Right now it's 47 degrees at the airport. No wind to speak of. 90% relative humidity. And we heard from Lana that there's some fog in Kodak, and I suspect some fog in some other areas. So make sure that you are mindful of that with low beams. Sun doesn't come up till 7:50. And oh, is there something wrong with this map? Because I see zeros for like 7 straight days. I know, yeah. I got some drizzle on Friday. To be fair, some drizzle Friday might be generous from Cookeville to Jamestown. But outside of that, don't expect any kind of rain. That's why I think valley precipitation, that's why it says Knoxville in the second line of the banner. Don't expect rain to be an issue for the next 7 days. Storm Prediction Center, surely there's got to be severe weather somewhere in the lower 48 today, and the answer is yes. Might be isolated in the darker green areas. We're talking Texas, we're talking parts of southern Arizona, El Paso, maybe up toward Lubbock and Midland. Some other hot spots might include Rochester, Minnesota. Green Bay, Wisconsin might have some isolated severe storms today, but nothing here. We're going to enjoy the nice day in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, that expands into central Texas, perhaps just west of Austin and southwest of Oklahoma City, and maybe around Omaha and Des Moines, where they, too, could find some isolated severe storms tomorrow on Wednesday. Lastly, Thursday, general thunderstorms, no severe weather from Houston, Dallas, all the way up to Chicago. In Minneapolis, St. Paul. Knoxville, East Tennessee, looks pretty quiet even on Thursday. So here's the future cast. Surely rain's got to be somewhere. It's having a hard time getting in here. And as you can see, there are showers in Missouri. By midday, maybe it makes it just northwest of Jackson, but it fades rather quickly. 5 o'clock today, we're in the mid-70s. 11 o'clock tonight, we're cooling back through the 50s and beyond. And as you look, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we start up in the mid-40s. We should finish tomorrow also around 76 degrees. So this pattern, while it is holding the rain away from us for now, it's also going to allow our temperatures to rise. As look at the red arrows, it's all coming from a warm weather direction from the south and southwest. So temperatures on Thursday, 79, temperatures on Friday, close to 80, and by the time we hit the weekend, should be around 82 degrees. Low 80s are coming back to town. Celebrate them or don't. I guess what choice do we have? It's the cards that we're being dealt. Anyway, Futurecast, for today anyway, shows these high clouds. It might filter the sun. You might call it hazy sun. By the time we hit midday, about 65. Finishing the afternoon, around 4 or 5 o'clock, around 76. That's where I expect to be for Knoxville. There's 76. And then tonight, with some more high clouds, we'll call it mostly clear for a good part of the evening. Might find a few extra clouds in the overnight period, but outside of that, low temperatures around 45. There's 45. And then sliding into midday tomorrow, also around 65 degrees, finishing the day around 76. So if you like it today, I think you're going to love it tomorrow, as we're on this pattern for at least for now. So today, mostly sunny, turning warmer, and you can see winds of 0 to 5 miles per hour. Not much of a wind pattern today. 75 for Oak Ridge, 75 for Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, Dandridge, and Jeff City about 75. Newport, 78 degrees and 78 for Tellico Plains and Maryville, Alcoa, about 77 today. Gotta love that. Oh yes, and today if you're traveling westbound, you can move into the warmth that's eventually going to get here. Because look at Memphis. They're at 83 today, right? 78 in Nashville. You know that's coming this way. It eventually will get to our doorstep. Just be patient. For tonight, though, it's seasonably cool because that's a normal low. Normal low this time of year is 45. Mostly clear, seasonably cool. If we have any wind direction, southwest variable, 0 to 5. Low temperature tonight, low 40s for Middlesboro. There could be a touch of fog in some spots. 44 for Morristown, 47 Crossville, Wartburg, and 50 for Jamestown. Similar to today, we've got some variable temperatures. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 76 for Tuesday, 76 for Wednesday, and then it's kind of up and away. I mean, it's not 90s, mind you. It is late October. But it is low 80s, and it's unusually warm, and I did verbalize drizzle possible on Friday. Because if somebody gets a drop, invariably somebody will leave a note for me and say, you didn't call for this. Well, I'm calling for it, but I think it's going to be mainly plateau, right? Maybe parts of southeast Kentucky near Monticello, Wayne County, could get a passing sprinkle. And the game, talking about the game, if you're headed up to Lexington, again, morning showers possibility. It's a 3-hour drive. I know it intimately well. Leaving from Knox County to Lexington to Fayette County, you will find maybe a few morning showers on Saturday. But if you don't leave until noon, game's at 7, you'll say, what rain? I didn't see any rain. So I just see more clouds for the outlook for the game against the Wildcats this upcoming Saturday. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the eggnog, did you know it's back? Weigel's all-time classic is back in stores for a limited time. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, you know you love it around the holidays. But we haven't got to Halloween. It is never too early. It is never too early to enjoy your favorite eggnog. The all-time classic Weigel's eggnog is back. Check it out. Maybe pick up 2 bottles because it does go by rather quickly. By the way, it's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Love Weigel's, and of course, they've been a great support as a sponsor for these Tuesday morning weather updates. By the way, I should mention a big announcement if you're a fan of winter. How many of you like to know what's going on in terms of winter? Are we going to have a winter? Oh, yes, we are. In fact, my announcement to you is that my winter weather outlook will be coming out this weekend. It's coming out on Sunday, October 29th. For my premium members, they're so giddy. They're so happy. Many of them are. Some of them love winter. Some of them are school teachers. Some of them are truck drivers. Some of them are just weather enthusiasts. I love my premium members, and if you'd like to join us, go to CaptainAccurate.com. The URL that's on this screen is there, and you can sign up and find out how you can check out my winter weather outlook. I put a lot of work and research in it. Some people say, well, why don't you post it? I put a lot of work in it, right? So my time's worth something. I put a lot of thought into it. I want to share it with all those who want to see it. But you got to sign up for it. Just go to CaptainAccurate.com. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. If you like to, make sure you buy, if you're new to East Tennessee, make sure when you fill up your tank that you get some hot coffee, maybe some regular milk or even chocolate milk or a cold drink. Maybe as we get warmer this week, you'll want the cold drink for sure. But the eggnog, delicious. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.